guys, welcome to our fifth and final day of our handstand series. I'm Chelsea with Ascender Hasana, and today we're going to be learning the freestanding handstand. So we're going to be kind of learning how to listen to our body and become a little more in tune with the little micro movements in our forearms and the muscles in our forearms and our pelvis, and just trying to kind of learn from our body and the feelings our bodies give us to get that proper positioning in handstand. And I strongly encourage you to film your handstand practice. You don't have to show anyone, you don't have to share it on social media, but it's really important because I found that when I was first learning how to handstand, I couldn't tell what my body was doing. Like, I could feel my body, but I couldn't feel if it was in the right positioning I was trying to put it in. And you'll probably understand that feeling when you try it for yourself, because what I found is I'd film it and I would think I had proper form and I'd feel like I was doing everything correctly, and then I would watch the video, I'd be like, oh man, that's terrible. So it's really beneficial for you to film it so then you can kind of learn. It's like, okay, well, I thought I was doing it right when I felt my pelvis was like this and it was actually like this, so maybe if I correct it this way, you get what I'm saying? So I strongly encourage you to film it, but otherwise we're just going to play on our hands today. So let's get started. So if you haven't warmed up already, I strongly encourage you to refer back to day one where I go over how to warm up the wrists and forearms before our handstand practice. But if you're already warmed up, let's just jump on in. You can choose whichever way to enter into handstand that you wanted. We kind of talked about that in day three. I'm going to personally just kind of start with that nice lunging, start with my hands up and then lunge down. And we're going to focus on, once again, clawing at the mat, pushing our hands into the mat, so getting that broadness through the back, and then knitting those ribs to find that hollowness, pointing those toes, squeezing those glutes, and engaging those legs, so squeezing those legs together. And so we're just going to try it and see how it goes, and just kind of listen to your body. And if you can't get it, that's totally okay. You can always go back to those strengthening exercises and practice those until you feel more comfortable. And again, we are trying to do a freestanding handstand, but if you need a wall, feel free to use it until you are at this level. All right, so let's get started. So I'm going to kind of lunge into it again using my dominant leg forward, placing my hands on the ground, hop up, pushing the mat away, pointing those toes. You can see my body kind of trying to balance, finding hollowness, pushing into that index finger mound, squeezing my glutes, squeezing my toes together, and you notice, whoop, you can cartwheel out if you fall out. So notice how I was really trying to check myself in my handstand. Again, I have a problem, like I mentioned in an earlier one, where my ribs do tend to flare out and I get that little hollowness more in the back instead of the abdomen. So you'll notice when I'm doing that, I'm doing all these little micro adjustments to try to get that proper positioning in my handstand. And like I said, that's where filming yourself can really come in handy, because you can see, you can almost remember what your body was feeling when you were making those micro adjustments. So you're like, okay, when I did this, I actually straightened out. So let's try it again. And really all today is kind of practicing and getting those adjustments right. So I turned my hands out just a little, pressing into that index finger mound, fingers wide, clawing at the mat, dominant leg forward. I'm gonna push the mat away, hollow my abdomen, and jump up. Tuck that knee in if you need to find your balance. Maybe you straighten it out. Push the mat away. And you might notice that you fall out, and that's okay. Nobody's perfect. So we're just going to keep practicing and see if you can try to get that nice hollow handstand. And again, we can even try jumping. If you want, you can kind of jump with me. Hollowness in the body, pushing the index finger mound, pointed toes, and then back down. So if you weren't able to hold it for as long, that's totally okay. I still can't hold handstand half the time. If I'm really fatigued, I'll just fall right out of it. And you'll notice the more you practice in a specific day, the more fatigued your shoulders will be, and the less likely you'll be able to hold it. So if you feel like you're getting super winded and super fatigued, just take a break for the rest of the day and come back fresh tomorrow, because you're more likely to fall and injure yourself if you're really tired. So yeah, that's about it. So feel free to leave any comments below if you have any questions for me or suggestions or anything else. I really hope you found this series helpful. It's been a long time coming. I'm sorry it took me so long to put it together, but I hope you guys were able to find it helpful in your handstand journey. And I would love to see any of your progress on social media. You can tag Ascend Your Asana on Facebook or Instagram, and I would love to see your handstand journey. So thank you guys so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.